Simi and the tweets. Let me start by saying this is how I see it, right? If I tell you that someone is a thief, right, and that the thief should go to jail, that is a discussion, right? You can come in and say, oh, yes, he should go to jail because a thief is a thief. She goes to jail, another person can come and everything. But another person, even you as well, can come and say, tweet something different entirely and say, oh, please, all non-thieves should get special gifts. All innocent people who are not stealing should get special gifts. That's me saying people who are stealing should go to jail. You can say people who are not stealing should not, should get. Those are two different things. But what I think is wrong is for you to come on my Twitter and say, what about those that are not stealing? Like, how does it have to do with what I just tweeted about thieves should go to jail? It is two truths can coexist, but don't come to my own comment and come and say, what of this? It's like saying rapists should be doing this. You're going to say, okay, what about false accusers? I mean, yes, you are right. So it is a right statement under the wrong thing. It is a wrong response, but a right statement. Now, what did she say? She said, stop raping women. Rapists should do X, Y, Z and everything. Someone say, Auntie Simi, what about false accusers? Come on. That case was too sensitive for you to come and now. So what do you want her to say? She should not come and say, okay, false accusers too. She's fighting a particular cause. Yes. You can go on your own tweet feed as well and say, false accusers should get this, false accusers should get that and everything. Those two truths can now coexist. Do you understand what I mean? And you know what? I had frowned at this kind of thing before because it had happened. Now, someone said at some point to say, oh, these are government officials and everything, and this and that and everything. They are thieves, they are this, they are that and everything. And someone came under the comment and come and say, oh, but you guys should not praise the ones that are not doing, that are not still. Like, guy, come on. Like, we're not fighting here. Both of us are literally saying the same thing. False accusers should be doing this, while rapists should be doing that. But don't come and say, what of? Why are you asking me what of? I'm passing a campaign, on rapists should be doing this and that and everything. You can also go on your campaign and come and say, oh, false accusers should get X, Y, Z. Because by asking Simi of false accusers, you are literally indirectly saying that she's not supporting she's supporting false accusers. You understand? For me, it doesn't make any sense, right? And then it became this and that and everything. Of course, the tweets came out. Of course, those tweets were horrible. Let's face the fact. Let's face the fact. Those tweets were not. I mean, people say I'm not my tweet and everything, but even Simi at the time tweeted something about how she was 100% her tweet or something like that, right? So, and those tweets, they were just there was no defending for those tweets, Big Lala. Literally no defense for those tweets. Like, they were horrible. Even she came out and, she put out a statement about how she was young, she was this, she was not an artist then, she was not blown and all of those things. And I mean, it's sad because ordinary people tweet these things, which are bad anyways. I'm not defending, but because they didn't know that they were going to blow. Right.
Even if you knew that you're gonna blow, what the thing is, she's a product of that era. Like, that's the era people grew up and said unhinged things that they did not think could hurt them 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line. They may not necessarily mean it, right? But it's there, and there's digital footprint of it. Even me till today, when I go on my Nairaland account, right, or maybe
Yeah.
I'm searching for something and I see some of the things I said on Naira, and I'm like, yeah, let me talk this nonsense. And I
Yeah.
go and I just delete, because that's digital footprint for you. And unfortunately, right now, this generation, even most of these warriors that we have today, they didn't live in that era. It was the start of social media. It was the start of all these things. It was the start of Twitter. Say what is on your mind. You were prompted to always say what is on your mind.
Everyone
But
is guilty. Big
you
Lala,
did
I'm
not,
guilty as well.
yeah, you did not
I'm
know
guilty
what,
as well.
you did not know
Someone saw
that,
my tweets of
yeah.
in 2009. I don't know how they saw it.
Mm,
Right? I think it was my tweet, and then maybe I think Whiskey responded at that time and
yeah.
everything. And I responded again. You know, the way we normally do RT and everything
RT,
at that
yeah.
time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had to tell me, there's this tweet I just saw and everything. Go and delete. Right?
Mm,
And it is what it is, to be honest. Yes, no one is defending Simi,
mm.
but those tweets are bad. They are bad.
Yep.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know, man. The authorities are on it. She's come out to explain herself. But I like the fact that even after coming out to explain herself, of course, she admitted those tweets were not good. Everyone knows those tweets are bad.
Did she make another statement or
No,
what?
she
Apart
still
from,
no, she talked about how she has seen everything that is going on online, the tweets and everything. Those tweets are not
okay,
good.
I saw that, yeah,
And
statement.
she still
But
maintained the
it
fact.
looked like she was being defensive, and that's, I think, probably that made it worse.
Do you think she was being defensive?
Yeah, I think she was being defensive, right? Um,
Mhm.
I I, I like Simi. I don't. I mean, I've, hit her up a couple of times before.
Yeah, I mean,
The other
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
the thing is, in those era, people like us, people who are maybe our age groups, we
yeah.
understand. We know that people,
Twitter people at that time, yeah,
yeah, people's, it was, some jokes are not acceptable. It was that time, right?
yeah,
But things have changed. Like, people see things differently. Things There's been a lot of unlearning. It would have been so much easier, of course,
yeah,
for her to say, "Oh,
yeah.
during
What did
the
she
times like
say
this is."
on this tweet, Big Lala? She said, "I haven't been on Twitter today, but someone brought a few of my old tweets to my attention, and I can't not address it. 14 years ago, I was 23, so I was definitely not a child. I'm not here to make excuses because I don't have anything to make excuses for. What I can't let anyone do is twist my story to fit false narratives." Now, I get what you said about being defensive with
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
In 2012, I lived and helped out at my mom's daycare while I was hustling my music. I tweeted everything that happened in my life, as we all did at the time. Yes, kids can be mischievous. If a child did something I found funny, I tweeted about it. Kids are cute and lovable. I want to hug, kiss, and cuddle them. I tweet about it. Nothing I tweeted was from perversion. I was not famous, so maybe if I was, I would have understood that anything is open to whatever interpretation, including being used falsely by a faceless mob. I've never been depraved in my life. You can retweet all the tweets in the world about me loudly crushing on people I admire or being a cheeky young woman. I wasn't trying to hide it because I don't have anything to hide. My team has been deleting some of my tweets because of how sensitive it is for my family. To be honest, I did not want to. I've always spoken against rape and sexual assault even before you knew I existed. It's not a costume I'm wearing, it's who I am. I've never claimed to be perfect. I've never claimed to know everything. I said stop raping women. I stand by it. Yeah, very strong statement. Um, I get where you're coming from now. The statement,
And you have to understand the two sides,
yeah,
because this section of people who I think they are being radicalized, whether you like it or not, they
yeah,
are they are males, right? Young males who feel that the world is not fair on the male gender.
on the male gender.
They have a point when they say, "Oh, this is not right. People are being like," of course, but they don't. They what they where they face what they they fail to see from is the exact thing they are you know bashing Simi for is, "Oh, what about people? What about false accusers?" When there's a actual rape case on the TL or things that is happening, You don't see none of these guys come out to talk about it. You
Yeah.
don't see none of these guys to say, "Oh, you should not rape women, you guys." So you don't see none of that happening, right? So they are not seeing the hypocrisy of calling out Simi for saying, "Oh, why don't you talk about false rape accusation?" You yourself, when there's a rape case, do you add your voice to the
Talk
fight
about
against it?
yeah.
No, you're not, right? So, but you want somebody else to do the two jobs for you. Okay, fine.
Exactly. That's my major this thing. You want someone else to do like Simi has talked about one thing. We can come up and form a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
If Simi has said X on our own page, you say Y on your page.
Yeah.
Two truths coexist. Don't come and say, what about so you're saying she should do the job of false accused? No, come on. Like, come
No.
on. You've got the same Twitter as well. You've got the same Twitter as well. The same
Yeah.
TL. But yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean by Simi's tweet or Simi's statement about her team she's standing by her tweet and everything. She's
You
standing
can't
by it
stand.
and
You can't stand by.
everything.
See,
Yeah,
the thing is that generation they
yeah,
will
yeah,
understand. Sheyi, before it became, illegal to marry children. If you go to the 80s or 70s,
yeah.
people were marrying. It was okay to marry a girl off at 10, 12, or to betroth people to be. In this day and age, you cannot do that.
We
Even
can't do
though
that.
in the
Can't do that.
northern part of the country, people are still saying things like that happen, but
Mm-hmm.
times have changed. You
Times
have
have
to
changed.
recognize those times. Of course, it can look like prevention. Some of those tweets are not a good look for Simi,
Nah,
and
they are
it
not.
is in
They are
our
not.
best interest to delete. And it's good that they have gone ahead to delete, but the damage has already been done. And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
said in this time and you cannot, because now there's a woke generation of male people who think the world is already unfair on the male gender.
Unfair on the male
Are they
gender.
fighting a fair fight? Yes, of course. There's so much unlearning that people from our generation, even the new generation, that people think is the norm for the male gender to experience or for the female gender to experience.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of unlearning in the Nigerian society before we can get to a safe space for each gender. Both sides need to unlearn a lot of things they thought were normal. It is not normal, right? The way Timmy has spoken in her past tweets, it can never be normalized. If
Yeah.
she has to be honest enough to admit that, yeah, this is not a good look. I didn't mean it that way, but I understand how it can be taken as this. For that, I
Yeah.
apologize. I did not do this. I like the
Yeah.
strong statement. I didn't do this and all. But you can't just downright say, nah, it's not prevention and people
I
will
think
take
a
your word
couple
for
of
it.
I think a couple of the stuff also had the fact that people were saying, oh, um now there's a community post on it that says this statement ignores and denies responsibility for the pattern of posts from the user, which contains direct and implied sexualization of minors and babies. Let's be honest, right? I have said something about Simi not being, I mean, she can run a post and you don't have to come under a post and say stuff like that. She has a right to. I
Mm.
think that the statement, like you said, was quite defensive, should have been worded better, and not say my team have been deleting. So are you saying that if your team did not delete, right, you would leave those posts on there and stand by those posts or something? I mean, there's no denying the fact that those posts now they are gory, they are bad. They are let's call a spade a spade. Those posts they are bad, right? Yes, she was a regular person at that time. She wasn't blown. She was 23, right? 23. 23 is is old enough to go to prison for anything. You understand what I mean by that?
Mm.
So it is what it is. Two wrongs don't make a right. Simi, she said what she said. She was right to say stop raping women, but then bringing up those posts and everything, yeah, maybe it was a way to get back at her and all of those things. But I mean, to
They
be
they
honest,
use that as a scapegoat, and the
yeah,
people who are the forefront fighting this, they don't care about no false accusation.
nah,
They just want
yeah,
to have a one up of, oh, be
they
there's
want to
the
have a
people
one up on her.
they just wanted to
Mhm.
have a one up, and that's why
Yeah,
I would
and they did
never join
actually.
them. Yeah, that's all they wanted to do.
Yeah,
It went as far as even making tweets up things that she did not say,
yeah,
right? And
definitely.
at this juncture, you don't even know what is true or not. You know how many people have believed that, oh, Simi said the 16-year-old boy is Kiniko, which is a completely
Yeah.
fake,
It's a complete lie.
completely
Yeah.
fake, a
Complete
complete
lie.
lie.
Complete lie.
They just wanted
Absolute
to get
lie.
one up
Yeah.
on her, and then
Yeah.
I think it did real damage. It did real damage.
It actually, like, I didn't know Big Lala. To be honest, I didn't expect this whole thing to spiral to this point where it would shut Simi and Adekunle Gold in a corner where, like, nah. To be honest, it's in a country. If it was another country, right, this whole thing could make a Simi or Adekunle Gold lose major endorsement. Like, bro, the what's the name? The Paystar guy, right? It was the same thing as well. It was tweets from the past.
Mm-hmm.
When he was not a Paystar guy, when he was just a random regular person, Ezra. In
Yeah,
fact,
yeah.
I did right. That post someone told me to delete was my post to Ezra. Ezra still follows me to today,
Yeah.
on Twitter and everything. So we're guys, light up Nigeria. Shout
Mm.
out to Tosin Boknomi, I so rest in peace. Me, Ezra, Tosin, Osage, all of us at the time. So the thing is, it's just sad, right? It's just really, really sad. But Big Lala, what's the way forward? What is the way forward?
It is tricky. It is tricky,
It's a
but
bad damage, bad one. I have to tell you.
yeah, but the thing about Nigerians is they will always move on to the next thing.
But the next
But
thing,
the thing
yeah.
but the thing is they won't forget. Like if you make one penny like this, they will continue. So I would suggest for
Mm,
Simi, right, the opportunity to apologize had already, passed. I mean, gone past. You didn't apologize. I
mm.
think if
But
she
she can
wants
still
to
do
have,
that.
yeah, she can.
Still
Like she
apologize.
can come out and say, "Oh, upon deep reflection, I've done
A
this."
major press statement, yeah.
Yeah, but you know that human beings are, because sometimes it's hard for you to have that deep introspection and say, "Oh, this is really bad. I need to move this way. I need to actually apologize for this. It is not what I meant." If that statement contained the right things like, "Oh, it was not from perversion. I was only being cheeky." That is a
Yeah.
strong telling exactly what it is. You're not being
Yeah.
doing this. Even sometimes unconsciously, you can be doing some things that you think are normal, but it's not normal. In the
Yeah.
Nigerian society, you think it's normal. I mean, if I start looking back to my own childhood, like some of the things if I imagine, I'm like,
You
this
did,
should
yeah.
not be normal. I don't want this to happen to even a younger me in the future. Things
Yeah.
like that. But people thought that was normal, right? But it takes a huge effort to say, okay, fine, let me just do this and get on with my life. And people will still say what they want to say, right? I personally don't think Timmy is a perverted young woman.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
in this life. Um,
Mhm.
yes, she was being cheeky. But that's just me. Maybe you can say because we know these people, we know what they
Yeah.
like, and we know what people
Yeah.
from that era are like. You can say it's
Mhm.
biased. I don't care. I don't think that's what it is. But the thing is, what people see, like people who don't know you, what they see
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not the picture he's painting. So if you really care about fixing that, then it has to start from the place of apology. I did not do this. This wasn't why I did this, and then move on with your life. But at this juncture, this faceless mob that she talks about, they will always be on her case, and she needs to be able to face it head on and just accept them. In the end, what will they do? They will continue to make noise, give her free promo. If they like
Big
the free
Lala,
promo,
if Simi apologizes, won't it feel like she's succumbed
guilty.
to the mob?
No, the thing is, even though you call them faceless move, Sheyi, are they right to question what they are saying? No, you can't even, I don't want to use this word. You can't even gaslight them to think that, oh, what they are saying is normal. Of course, me and you have seen and said, oh, these
No, those
tweets are
tweets
not
are bad. No,
they,
they are
they are
bad.
bad.
They are
So you
Simi
first
knows they are bad.
exactly. So you need to
The
first
husband knows they are bad. Like,
yeah,
every any sane human being knows those tweets. No, in fact, even the ladies that were with Simi at the time of
yeah,
that rape tweet and everything said,
yeah.
okay, sorry. Like, okay, we'll stand with Simi on this one, but on this particular tweet, we can't stand with.
Exactly.
But
Because even if even when the what's it called was hot, like I'm like, well, she said stop
Mhm.
raping me. Why would you be vexed over that? You know.
Exactly, yeah.
But when all these tweets come up, you can't defend the tweets
You
because the tweets
can't
are bad.
no,
So
indefensible.
is it so
Mhm.
Simi herself needs to take accountability in that regard and said no. She tried to do that with her statement, but like I said, it was a bit defensive over
Mm.
you need to acknowledge and accept that these tweets are bad, but you are making it look like the tweets are not bad. That's where, this whole thing, keeps on escalating. The way forward for Simi would be, I'm not a PR I mean, I'm slightly, but I'm not your professional. But
Right.
in hindsight, there's nothing we can't go back and turn back the hands of time. But suggestion I would make is, you know, that statement has to be again. You've looked at those tweets. Those tweets do not represent you. You've treated these things, at the age of. Don't even make excuses. Just
Yeah, yeah.
apologize for them.
Exactly. At
But,
like
mm,
I know she said it in that place that, "Oh, she's not trying to make excuse and everything." But
yeah.
at this point, right,
Mm,
your words, right, should carry some, you know, should not carry, "Well, I apologize, but" there should be no "but" in this, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm,
Go straight to the point. Personally, if I was the PR for Simi and all of that, yeah,
mm,
let's say, I know that it will feel as if, you're succumbing to some people and everything. But the truth is, there's even nothing. In fact, if nobody calls you out for it, if there was no mob at all, you should still apologize unreservedly. Do you
mm,
understand? Like, don't reserve anything at all. Like, absolutely pour your heart out, apologize, and move on with your life. And to be honest, that's what a couple of people are just waiting for. Just
mm.
come out.
If she does that, but the thing is, so many things have happened, right? And people
Mhm.
always bring up the Ezra case because the Ezra case, nobody could defend him, right?
Yeah.
And it just further deepens what this new generation of freedom fighters of men in Nigeria are fighting for because they
Mhm.
feel it's a different world for men in Nigeria and a different. It's always been, but the thing is, they are not also looking at it from other angles. It's a different world for men. There are advantages that women have in this world over men.
Yeah,
There's also
definitely.
advantages of what men have over women. And I think that's just plainly the way the world is. If you
Mm.
just accept that, because now women will say they want to fight this equality, that equality. Men too are now saying, oh, we want this way. Okay, there's a certain way the world works. I think it's just better everybody just make corrections in the extreme cases and just let people have their advantages and disadvantages. I don't know. Maybe that would now sort this issue and people will not feel marginalized that, oh, as a man, you can't do this in Nigeria and things like that. Let them calm down. Let them calm down. I think that's fine for them.
Does Simi still have her career intact, Big Lala?
Well, I think she's already morphed. I think recently she tried to do a comeback with the music, but she's already morphed into. Of course, she's always been not a producer, but she's been a sound engineer and a very well respected one. At
Definitely.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I know it's bad, but I think there's still a way back. For her. Um, but there has to be serious. It can't be done with silence. You can't just keep quiet because
Yeah.
the moment you come back, it resurfaces.
It
So you
will
need
resurface,
you need
definitely.
to attack it head on. Silence will not cut it.
Definitely.
And it's
Yeah.
a very difficult spot. I feel for her. I feel for her
Yeah, it
family.
is.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I'm just thinking about it now, just thinking it's gotten to the point where if you mention Simi now,
Mm,
I kind of feel like people forget. We're happy some weeks ago when they said,
yeah.
"Oh, she gave birth to another baby and
Twins.
everything." In fact, a lot of
Twins.
people, both guys and girls, AG baby and Simi and everything. But right now,
They're like
if you
the
think,
Nigeria's favorite musician couple.
yeah, if you think Simi, the first thing that comes to your head, oh, that those tweets just keep ringing in your head when you think about Simi. And I think that it will require, like you said, it's going to require a lot of work. It's like you need to more like an image rebranding, to be
Yeah.
honest, at this point, right? Because you don't want to think Simi and like, okay, I mean, she's got dope songs, Jericho with Pato Ranking, you've got
Mm,
Dudu K, you've got a couple of, but imagine if when you think about Simi, the first thing that comes to your head is those tweets. Ah, no, can't have that, to be honest. And I think for me, it starts from her.
Yeah.
The process, the rebuilding process starts from Simi. That's what I would say, Big Lala. That's what I would
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm. It's
We've
tough.
been on this
It's
for
tough.
so long. It
But
is tough, man.
if there's anybody that can, come true or
Come back.
do that, it's them. I think they will definitely
Why is
come
it
back.
affecting the husband though? Big Lala. I
What
mean, I don't want to waste your time on this, but I mean, why is
it
it
will
affecting the
now.
husband?
They're both in the industry together now, and they're
I
you know
think the tweet, right,
yeah.
is not what's affecting the husband, right? I
What
know
what
because Nigerians, of course, they are the J. Cole tweets. The Disable tweets as well are there.
which is this
The
about?
J. Cole. Did
No,
you see all those J. Cole tweets?
the J Cole is fine because see,
So
don't forget.
let me tell you what
Yeah,
Nigerians think, right?
yeah.
Nigerians think she settled. Like it's even silly to even think of that she settled because she said, "Oh, J Cole is my this, and I'll take my husband money and give J Cole. Jermaine is my this, my Jermaine is my that. With December, I want to marry off
That's
with
part of
December. I want to do that and that." They were
yeah.
like, you can't be.
That's part of the cheekiness he's talking about. That's the kind of
Yes,
person you can
that's the
look
kind of
at it
person
now.
she is.
You can look at it
Exactly.
now and say it's stupid. Yeah, but in hindsight it looks stupid, right?
See,
But you think
I've
Adekunle
seen
doesn't
Simi.
know the
I've
kind of
seen
person he
Simi
married.
up close.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I've seen Simi up close. Right. If there's one artist who I feel is more playful than Simi, then it's Tenny.
Mm-hmm.
Simi literally can play off herself in the studio and she will not record for a while. She's playful with her assistant, she's playful with her stylist, she's playful. She's just that kind of person. She's a child, she acts like like a child. She's goofy, she's playful, she's
Yeah.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
She's that kind of a person, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not defending anything here, guys. I'm not defending anything here. But that is the kind of person that she is. So
Mm-hmm.
all those tweets of, oh, December, I just want a night with him. My legs are trembling with even Adekunle God knows Lekon Shefe, àti Adejeko. In fact, at times I'm sure it was. I say, "What Jeko there? You go,
When Adekunle met J Cole, not being do video
Oh,
call showing his wife,
exactly,
he knows exactly who
exactly,
his wife is like now.
exactly. The fact that she did all those things does not mean, oh, she's not faithful. She's not. But Nigerians would always tweet, oh,
It's
Adekunle God
still
he's not man enough. He's
no
not man enough. Your wife is grooving after somebody, and you still went to go and marry her. Nigerians would always say, right?
and that's where Adekunle Gold has to be. He needs to not listen to all
To be
these
honest, I think Adekunle Gold made an error, right?
in
I
doing
know
what.
the error by actually shutting down his own social media as well. Like it was off for a while as well
No, he
until he
had to.
came back and said,
Sheyi, that
"Bro,
this is a major PR. This is a major disaster. Everybody's
know,
in
I
disaster
know,
recovery mode.
but yeah, I know, but the thing is, like you
You
said,
can't, Sheyi, your wife cannot. They cannot be dragging your wife 24 and you are treating like it's
bro,
normal.
it was
No,
24 hours, though.
it was over 24 hours. You
He
cannot. You
was back
cannot.
to back.
There's no. You see, in that kind of my whole family, all of us we're not.
I
Nothing is happening.
can't believe this is happening to the Kosokos, to be honest.
It's a pity, but
It's
it's a
and she
pity.
hasn't tweeted since that day as well. And you
Bro,
know,
if that thing is not addressed, there's nothing she's coming back to do on Twitter.
to do on Twitter.
She's just gonna face her work because at the moment I know she's trying to do a rebrand. If that's not addressed, it will be very hard to come back like everything is
Come back.
normal. Since the Ezra thing, you know how many people have left Twitter and they can't say PIM
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Exactly.
somebody
The
has
people connected to Ezra deactivated.
activated
Even
Twitter.
him, he left Twitter.
Mm,
Marky spoke, a couple of these other guys. I mean, and that particular case, Big Lala, what
mm.
it did was it set a precedent. If this guy is treated this way I mean,
Body
what
came
he
to me.
tweeted, those things were bad. So it means
Yeah.
anybody else that comes into that kind of space
Mhm.
with tweets like that, we're not going to spare that kind of person because you cannot use a strong hand for one person and then
Yeah.
pamper the second person and say, oh no, she did blah, blah,
That's
blah.
why you have to understand these people when
Have
they
to
go.
understand it,
But
yeah.
we know where it's coming from. We know is trying to be a one up. But you have to first acknowledge that yes,
Acknowledge it, yeah.
But that
It's
doesn't mean
sad.
you believe that one. I mean, it's personal choice. Anyway, if you believe one is perverted and one is not
Yeah.
perverted, personal choice. Personally, I don't believe it's not perverted.
Big Lala, Simi,
Let's move it.
and those
Let's move
tweets.
it on. They will come back from
Definitely.
this strongly. I don't think. I don't even doubt it one bit. I don't think.
Yeah.
Of course, they're in the trenches right now when it comes to these things, but they will come out of it.
Right. Big Lala,